Welcome to another gameplay breakdown. This is from Trinatek's point of view when he played me the other day. He just wanted some feedback, how to improve his game generally overall. So I thought I'd give his VOD a quick go through, and he was very kind and gracious enough to let me post this publicly on my YouTube channel. I do this privately as well, so if you want me to have a look at some of your gameplay footage and give you some feedback, I'm more than happy to do that either privately and upload the clip to you personally, or put it on my YouTube for other people to sort of learn and progress their skills along with you, as I think it just helps generally the whole community grow and build up their skill level, which is kind of nice. So thank you, trinatek, for that. And anyways, let's kick off with this gameplay breakdown. Okay, straight away, I've watched this VOD already, but you really need to work on your movement. You need to run around a map and try and figure out the fastest path using different movement mechanics, because when I see you at the start of this map, my brain is already thinking, okay, I'm going to dodge here, then wall dodge off this wall, then I'm going to run up the ramp, and then I'm going to jump on the ramp, and then wall dodge again and get to the shock rifle and take that as quickly as possible. Very fluid, very quick, best way to get there. Instead, you kind of just plod along. Very slow, and I had a tremendously bad spawn, and I almost beat you to the shock rifle. I think I got flak spawn, decided to ignore the flak, and just rushed to the shock rifle to see if I could beat you there. It was a test almost. And even after that, I was like, oh, I'm just going to shoot with the enforcer. Played really cocky, and it cost me the first frag, to be honest. I played like a bit of a dick, and I deserved to be killed. So well played there. Now you pick up the health packs, good, and then you want to control the top, which is also good. You hear the sniper rifle being picked up. I expect spam balls coming in. You don't want me to get to this top area. You don't want me to take the vials. You don't want me to be able to shoot you. You want to be able to just spam out shock balls in pretty much every direction up here, prevent me going up there, and then, you know, wait for the next 100 armor to spawn, and with the shock rifle zone me out. Also, if you fired a shock ball up there, I wouldn't have gone up there, and you would have been able to get more shock ammo a little bit earlier. So bear that in mind. Like, you just wait so long. You wait until you see me before you start even trying to fire shock balls, and you panic and miss your shot combos, and I'm able to hit you. And again, I just didn't expect you to dive across here so aggressively. If you hit this combo, it would have been really nice, but you didn't. And yeah, so now you're on 14 health. There's nothing you can do. You need to find some health, and you know you've taken the health packs behind you, so you have to go to the helmet, the weakest part of the map, and you have to give me the 100 armor and the 50 because of this. Now, what I would have done here is, when you heard me take the 100 armor, usually most people will go shock rifle to pick that up next, because I didn't have it. But I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to go get 50 instead and just make sure that I secure the 150 straight away, and, you know, I'll try and fight you with the shock rifle. But you did a good move here. You went for the shock rifle, you denied it away from me, and denying the shock rifle is always a good thing because it's such a good aerial denial weapon. You can just zone people out so well. So you take the shock rifle, you see me in the corridor, and you kind of panic here. Like, what you should do now is go straight up to the top of the map and pick up the next set of vials, which is spawning really soon. But instead, you do something really bizarre and walk out into the open to essentially get shot. I don't know what you were trying to achieve when you came out here. Did you want to fight me? That's pretty much suicidal. You're giving me a free shot. I didn't expect it, hence I missed. And then you lock yourself at the 100 armor when the 100 armor is not coming up for another 15, 17 seconds. So again, very questionable motives here. Again, threw me off entirely. And when you came back out immediately, I just didn't expect it. I thought you were just going to wait in there for an ideal opportunity to get the next 100 armor. I was generally quite surprised. And then you were like, nope, don't want to be in here. This is a bad decision. And as I dive around here, I'm like, oh my God, he's here. And you know, as I hit you there, I actually did like 70 damage to myself. And then this rocket that you hit me with does like 100. You've actually came out on top of this situation pretty damn well. And you should probably continue to fight me while I haven't got my, while my back's turned to you essentially here. Even if you don't win and you die, you know, it's still 1-1, but you might get a great spawn by the Stinger and then be able to get the shield belt, no problem. And that's a good position you want to be in at the start of the game. You want the first shield belt, and then you might be able to get the next shock rifle and control the map from there on. It wouldn't have been a tremendously bad thing if you died here. In fact, you might have been able to get like a double kill and still get the shield belt off a spawn. So yeah, be aggressive a little bit more in situations when you've just dealt out a lot of damage. Now, I'm hurt and you've done a lot of damage and you've got a shock rifle that can zone me out of the map, and there's 10 seconds until the shield belt. You could probably risk it and try and get the first shield belt as well in this situation. You've done enough, but you decide, nah, I'm gonna leave it, not gonna risk it. And when you see me there, you kind of decide, okay, I'm running away now. I've had enough of this situation. You pick up the health and you try and work up on your stack, which makes sense. But you're looking at the time, the shield belt is now coming up, right? Where am I going to be here? I'm going to be at the shield belt. And because I'm at the shield belt, I thought I'd try a sneaky shot here as you go for the health packs, because I thought you were low and then you might try and get the health packs again. And they're not respawned yet either, so which is really bad. But you know where I was. So you know the next 100 armor is safe to get. You should be sat on the next 100 armor now. Even way before this, you should be probably sat on that next 100 armor, because I was going to wait for the shield belt no matter what. And unfortunately, you kind of delay yourself, panic. You're not quite thinking straight, but the 100 armor's already up. It's spawned already, and I've only just taken the shield belt myself. And my next move is to deny you from the 100 armor. So this is where you've made the catastrophic mistake. This should have been already gone. You should have gotten that and made your move towards the 50 already, because I was down by the bloody shield belt, as I've said about 12 times. But you just heard me go on the jump pad. Jumping across there now is incredibly risky and it could end in your death. And because you're panicked and your movement's not great and you didn't judge it well enough, you fail this jump horrendously, and that makes me able to tie the game at 1-1. So you spawn at rocket launcher, and I think you meant to go up that lift just there to get the 50, and you kind of messed it up. But you know, you do a really good job of then avoiding me here. So you bait me by thinking, you know, you're going towards the shield belt area or going towards helmet. So, you know, a combo there, and then you double back, which is really good. Now you have an opportunity to go get the 50 here again. You know, you reread the situation, you hide in a perfect spot. You hear me get the link gun, you hear me take vials, you hear me take the sniper rifle, you hear me take the flak, and you still haven't got the 50 yet. You could have got the 50 and prepared yourself for that next 100. Yes, you'd have only had the rocket launcher, but you still might have been able to do something about it and get that next 100 off me. Instead, you just let me have it. You could have, there's a particular point where you could have just dived on it when you were in this top position, and you did really well to avoid me through that whole process. But you constantly have indecision on your thoughts a lot of the time. Whenever you're trying to play defensively, you're like, should I go here, shouldn't go here? You kind of testing the waters to see where you shouldn't be, because you don't know where to be by the looks of it a lot of the time. And this is another prime example of that. Like, you've just taken the 50, there's nothing in this area, you've already got the rocket launcher. You could head over towards the helmet area and get a minigun, get the helmet over there, and, you know, have a better fight for the next shield belt that's coming up pretty soon. But you kind of like put yourself in a corner again, which works surprisingly well against me, because it's pretty much what you shouldn't be doing. You should have had a better position after picking up the 50 to go get the shield belt perhaps, or go get some other objective like the helmet, as I said. But you're still in this corner, and you really confuse me when you sort of dive off here and then go directly for the shield belt. I thought you were still in this area because you just wanted to play defensively and try and avoid me as best you could. So you gave me the slip really well. And I can't believe I gave you that shield belt there. It all worked out randomly. It's like you're a drunken master or something. But here, you notice which part of the map I was at. And I was going to hit the lift and then go on the jump pad and get straight up to the top. And sort of, you should always be aware of my positioning at all times. Always think what I'm moving for, where I'm going to be moving throughout the map, rather than where you need to go to as well. You've got to think both sides of the story. So as you hit this jump pad, I'm already hitting the jump pad as well on the other side. So hence, I want to cut you off for the next 100. I don't want you to get it. I don't want you to get the sniper rifle. Hence, I combo you there and pick up another frag. Now, because I knew that you didn't pick up any of the rest of the weapons, I could do that as well. And that's why I denied the sniper rifle, the shock rifle, the flat cannon. And I knew that I could deal with you with very limited health, even though I just, took away most of your shield belt there. So one combo, I'm back in the game. And yeah, now you've got a bit of an uphill struggle. But this is the legendary flak moment that you had throughout the game. And you pick up the flat cannon there, you go up that lift, which was a bit of a dodgy move because you didn't really know when I took the 100 armor there, I feel. So I could have been still waiting on the 100 armor, and I still think that you didn't know when the 100 armor was spawning. This is why you did this weird crazy dive towards it. Like, you meant to wall dodge and get on the platform, and you thought I was hiding in here or something, but you just heard me pick up the rocket launcher. I'm actually behind you getting the 50 because I've already taken the 100, and you soon realize that mistake and I hit you. And now, you go back, get some health, that's good. And I know I can be really aggressive here because, you're hurt. You're just going to have the flat cannon, so long as they don't get too close. And I just assume, again, you're going to, play defensive, wait until I come around the corner, and then, I'll take a lot of flak towards my face, but I'll end up killing you. Instead, you just poke your head out in this crazy sort of random action that I just didn't expect. I was expecting you to go for the collateral damage, accept your death, and do damage to me. Like, most players will do this when they, in a defensive position. They won't push out because they know it's kind of suicide. And I just assumed that you were going to do that sort of thing as well. And you didn't. And you came out and you hammered me with 2 flak shots, which is really well played. But 90% of the time, it's not going to work and you're not going to land any damage. You're just going to die straight away. But it paid off this time round. And now that you have control, you've got a sniper rifle, you've got the flat cannon, you've got the next 100, you see me waiting at the shock rifle. I haven't got it yet. You want to get in my face. Even if I do pick it up in the next couple of seconds, you still want to push aggressively into me, put me on a lot of pressure, don't let me get away for free. But you panic here from the enforcer fire and decide to run away. I do get the shock rifle, and now I'm going to wait for the shield belt. I'm going to try and zone you out using the shock rifle at the next shield belt. And this is where you needed to push for that shield belt, but you didn't. You just let me have it. You took the long way round, decided, oh no, I don't want to go that way, don't want to go that way. When really you should have just gone from the rocket launcher area. It's the best place to go down to get to the shield belt in this particular instance. You've got lots of options to avoid the combos. You could use the sniper rifle to attack me at range. Again, you're not switching your weapon nearly enough to the sniper rifle. I think you value the rockets and the flak a little bit too much, and you don't trust your hit scan aim. And a lot of the time, you should have a hit scan weapon out because you're more than likely going to encounter somebody at range rather than close range most of the time. And so a lot of the time, I think your safety weapon is just to always have a rocket launcher out, which is just not the right move to have. You drop down here, which is right to have the rocket launcher when you're dropping down like that. It's usually a good fight, but you noticed I've already picked up the shield belt. Your timing is dreadful. You did pick up the last shield belt, so you should have timed that, and it was on 52, I believe. So, you knew it was already gone by the time you made the decision to go up to the jump pad and then fall down. And you put yourself in a terrible position here, but I'm just not used to people putting themselves in bad positions, I guess. It feels weird when people do that. And now that I'm in full control, I just want to play aggressive and want to get in your face. And, I'm underestimating you a considerable amount. I know I can be super aggressive and you're going to panic and, fear will run through you. And I'm not scared of that at all. But here you do that indecision thing. It looks like you're going to go to the minigun. I hit you here, and I just assume when I go behind the cover here that you're going to be starting to run away to the minigun, to the helmet. But you just come around here and fight me with the rocket dead on. Again, a genius move, but it's not always going to work out. But you did a lot of damage. Now, when you did this damage, when you hit that direct rocket, you've built up the advantage here, right? You've evened up the armor stacks, really. That rocket did almost 100 damage, taking away my shield, and you've probably got a better stack than I do right now. And this second rocket hits as well, and you have an ideal position now. I am trapped in this area. You've got a rocket launcher, you've got a flat cannon. You should be taking this fight. You should be hammering me in this close range battle, and then you do the unexpected, nope, I'm out of it. I don't know why. I think it's because you're looking at the scoreboard. You're like, oh, I'm 2-2. It's really even right now. You could have been ahead, mate, if you actually just stayed and fought, but instead you ran away and you gave me the opportunity to just put a massive shock ball in your face. You've got to be more assertive when you do damage. Earlier on, you did a lot of damage when I dived to the 100 area. Again, you're doing these moves where you're unsure. You hide somewhere and go, oh, this is a really bad mistake. I'm going to come out. And it turns out really well, but then you just don't do nothing with it. And very unfortunate. And then, of course, this leads to your next death. And what should have happened is that you should have actually got a kill or two when you picked up that first 100 armor and you had the flat cannon out and you saw me at the shock rifle. You should have really pushed aggressively and tried to do something about it. And even there, you hit me with that rocket launcher. My shield belt's gone, so that means that I've got no armor, right? You know, we're pretty much on equal terms. The next shot that you hit me with a rocket, I'm probably going to die. And again, you kind of decide to back off. You've done the damage and you've backed off again. Yeah, just sometimes it's worth dying to get the kill and take advantage. Because you did that, you backed off. I then got the 100 armor, and then I'm going to go heal up. And this then just happened. That was the first time you switched to the sniper rifle and all of that exchange, and it was probably the worst time to do it, but you did it, and you just got unlucky missing that shot as well. And here's another example of kind of poor movement. So you really have to think about wall dodging by the looks of it here. The way you sort of line yourself up to do that wall dodge makes me think that you haven't really got it down instinctively yet. So you really need to work on your movement. Just go run around the map for a large period of time. That's what you need to do. You just keep running around the dual maps and understand every path that you can make. Okay, so let's rewind a little bit and get back on point. So this is where you do your wall jump, where you have to think about it. And I've already just taken the shield belt. You know, you go to check the shock, and you know, you hear me behind you, and you fire away, and then you push in aggressively. I don't know why you came in just like that. Again, it's kind of crazy. You're lucky that you only took minimum damage here, not like a full rocket to the face. Because honestly, you should have just kept backing off while firing the plasma. You would have been in a good position. As soon as you got round to the ramp, that rocket wasn't going to do anything anyway. But instead, jumping down here, you're now in a bad position, and you want to put yourself right. And to be honest, you should have just gone up towards the flat cannon here, but instead you went on the lift. And this is the worst position to be on ASDF, when if somebody's holding the shock rifle area and you're by the minigun. It's like a shooting gallery for this guy. He's just gonna, continuously have pot shots at you as you try and jump to one side of the map to the other. And there's lots of opportunities to do damage. And at this point, you're in a bad situation. This is just like, you should be dead here, and you've got to make the most of it. So you're on 75 HP. What does that tell you? That means that you can survive another sniper rifle shot. So you have to make a decision. Which way do you want to go? And you've got to make the right move. You've got to accept that you're going to get hit and that you're going to risk 70 damage when I have a sniper rifle out. But you will still be alive. You'll still have 5 HP. And then when you're on 5 HP, what can you get after that? Can you get the helmet? Can you get the health packs, etc.? Now, you just stay around in the same area for a long time, just trying to do damage to me. That seems to be your main objective. And really, your main objective really is to get items and stuff that can help you survive in the long run and build you back into the game, not trying to kill me, because you're not going to be able to do it at this kind of range with a link gun unless you're incredibly lucky. And I've just brought out the shock rifle. What you can do now is bring out that impact hammer and deny those shock balls really easily and get some ground now. But you decide not to. You finally risk going for the helmet, and I've already had about probably 5-6 shots at you with hit scan weapons, and my aim's been tremendously bad. I wouldn't miss that many times usually, but I did. I gave you lots of opportunities to run away and get to the helmet or get to the 50 as well, and you managed to get the helmet, but because I line up that shock ball, you can't get the health packs, and you wisely decide, nope, don't want to go for it. But if you had the impact hammer out, you could have denied that very easily. And now, since I've dived here, you kind of push back And, you know, I don't want you to get to the other side of the 50, so I dive back towards the shock rifle. So right now you should think, oh, he's going to be waiting in that area again by the shock rifle and he's going to try and pick at me. And what you could do is now get a weapon. You could jump down and get the flat cannon, because I've just sprinted across here, right? You have an opportunity to find some tools here, but you don't do that. You kind of risk it and dive across to the minigun as quickly as you possibly can. Again, you give me a chance to shoot you, and then you dive back into the cover where you gain no ground whatsoever, and you put yourself back in the same position. If my aim was on point here, you would have taken so much damage. You dive across, you don't pick up the minigun, which could have been really helpful. You could have used that secondary shards to really push me away and do some big damage at some point here. Now it looks like you're going towards 50, so I'm going to rush across there, and you see me diving across. Now, you know I'm in a great position to kill you here, and you back away wisely, which makes sense. You back off to the minigun area yet again. Again, you're gaining nothing by being here. You didn't pick up the minigun the first time. You didn't pick it up again. And what you should have done, as soon as you saw me go this way, that's a weird arrow, but as soon as you saw me go this way towards the 50 area to cut you off, jump pad, man, it's right there. You could have survived any sort of hit scan shot. You could have probably got the 100 armor out of it as I've pushed up this aggressively. But just think of your surroundings and the map and how you can use it to your advantage. You know, I'm just trying to frag you as fast as I possibly can right now, and you've amazingly slowed it down quite a bit. But your lack of decision making is it's just a matter of time before I kill you now. And the reason I jumped on the jump pad is because I didn't want you to escape through the jump pad. So I just thought I'd hold up here and then see where you go and then dive on you straight away. And that's what I did. Now, even with that indecision, you've actually ended up with a great respawn. In fact, you did quite a bit of damage with the plasma and the enforcer. You're in a good position. You spawned by the 100 armor, which is perfect, and the shock rifle is up. So you can turn this around now. Right, you have an opportunity to get the next shield belt. If you were looking at the timer, you would have known that it was coming up really soon, but you kind of forgot about it. And you know, you get hit there, you panic, you think I'm behind you, but really what I've done is I've just shot you from the 50 area and dived straight back to the shield belt, because you've just got the 100 armor. You're in control of the map again. You know, you having that indecision thoughts, although you could have made opportunities where you could have survived and not given up a kill and maybe got the 100 armor out of it, you've actually got a good situation because it took so long for me to kill you that you got a great respawn and you got a greater weapon to come back into the game. And that 4-2 scoreline means absolutely nothing now, providing that you can get the next shield belt, but you forgot about it. You let me get into the position and you grabbed it. Now, you heard me hit the jump pad, and then you hear a shock rifle as I hear the lift. This is such a bad move. There's no need to be aggressive now. As soon as I hit that shield belt, what you should have done is back off at distance and try and hit me as I'm leaving the shield belt room. Try and find me and peek a shot in as I'm leaving it. Try and even up the stacks gradually. I mean, all it takes is 1 or 2 hits with the shock rifle and, you know, we're on even stacks. But you try and push way too aggressive, you go up the lift and I do a big combo in your face, and of course you're forced back now. Now, what you should have done, like I said, is back off, pick at me at range. You could have got that sniper rifle earlier without losing half your stack. Picking up the vials, I hear where you are, I come chase you, great shot there. And you dive off and you're back to sort of square zero here. This positioning is a really bad place to be. You're locked in and you're kind of cornered, and I'm just going to wait for the next 100 armor. And ooh, if you hit that combo, that would have been really nice. Now, you knew which way I was going, but you didn't prepare for the combo that was coming, and you should prepare for this. It doesn't matter if it's a shock rifle, rocket launcher, whatever. This is like the spam window of this map. If you see somebody in the corridor that you're in right now going towards the 50 area, you're going to get a combo to the face. So just think about that before you rush in, because I was just waiting for you to go over towards the 50. Hence, now you've completely lost your stack and you're in a really bad position. You're trying to run away. This is a great prediction combo though. Just knew where I was going to be and does quite a bit of damage, removes the shield belt, but then you did a great bit of damage and then you dive in and you want to get yourself killed now. Is essentially what you just did there. So you choose the weirdest moments to be aggressive. Like you did a fantastic job doing much damage, but maybe you should try and survive, readjust, heal up, and then get yourself back into the game. You don't always have to go for a frag once you get big damage, even though a lot of the times in this game you should have actually gone for the frag once you've landed big damage. And now I just go on a spawn spree, essentially. Got the impact hammer out, trying to find some space, doing a good job of it. I bring out the link gun, and of course I'm on 100 odd ping, so it's going to be useless. It's really impossible to track when you've got 100 ping. And here you should just time the shield blast a little bit better with the impact hammer. And you probably could have taken, as soon as that rocket exploded, you should probably just taken the 100 armor initially straight away, as I switched weapons to the shock rifle. And again, take damage there. But what you should have done is then you should have pre-fired that impact hammer before you went up to the armor there. But you know, you did one good block, but it's not going to matter. I'm just going to primary you to death here. Shield belt's up. It's taken. Make a note for it. Taken on 40. Got the sniper rifle. Now you don't have much choices here. Armors are gone. I'm at the 50. You should just pick at me at long range here as best as you can. Nice shot. Now you see me dive up here. You know, I'm hitting the jump pad. I jump off because I don't want to get hit, and I'm going to do it again. You hear the jump pad, but you're looking entirely the wrong way. You should only have been looking this way, as it's the only way I could come at you and do damage at that present time. So why you looked away and sort of centered your vision over here, I have no idea, but gave me an opportunity to come back up here and do some damage to you. Knocks you down, and now you're stuck in a really bad position. Again, you panicked, didn't know where to go. I think you might have gone, oh, maybe shield belt's up. And you kind of went down towards the shield belt when you should have hit the lift behind you and gone to 50 to check the health packs. Yeah. So get the 100 armor, get the shock rifle, and now try and set up for the shield belt yet again. Get some weapons and just try and think where I'm coming from, right? Which ways am I going to try and chase you down? Because all I'm doing right now is that I'm seriously underestimating you. I'm charging in situations when I've got the armor stack advantage. I know I can bully you around, and this is where you need to be in corridors waiting for me to come to you, and you preparing these traps and big damage, right? That's what you should be doing, but you're always just reacting to me as I enter a room. You're not preparing anything. You're just letting me get into places for free and scare you off, make you run away, and I always have this constant advantage. Apart from when you do these moments where you get a hit, you lose half your stack, and then you go aggressive, which you did throughout the game the entire time, which, you know, against 90% of the people in the world, it doesn't work. You're just giving them more kills. Against me, it works bloody every time. But essentially, what you wanted to do is that you wanted to catch me earlier than that, right? You wanted to catch me and have your armor stack still, that you feel as if you can then bully me. Now, you just do the suicidal tactics that seem to work out really well against me. Great combo, by the way. You knew I was just going to run at you and try and kill you and make sure that I could get the shield back, and I felt overly confident that I could get the shock rifle, and I was waiting for it to respawn, and yeah, beautifully done. But I'm still going to probably do that, as I probably just picked up the 100 armor and the shock rifle, and I'm going to chase you as much as I possibly can. Now, this is where you now have an armor advantage, you have a weapon advantage, you need to push aggressively, you need to work back some frags. You know that, right? But look at your armor stack, it's already 150. Why take the 50? Taking it away from me is great, right? But going for it right now, I'm setting it up as bait. I'm saying, are you going to take it or not? Can I get some damage here? And when I hit you with that combo, I then start, you know, spamming out some more. And then I, you know, even up the stacks here. And I feel as if I can be aggressive now that we got even stacks. And hence why I chase you with the link gun. And then I chase you again with the link gun here. But good rockets scare me away. Next 100 armors coming up pretty shortly. Try and get there quicker. You let me get it. You saw me get it. Yet you didn't time it. You didn't hear it. And you kind of position yourself there. Yeah, you know when it's coming back up now. But it's just wasted time when you could have been chasing me and putting more pressure on me. And now you're just in a bad position to try and frag me whatsoever. And I can just take my time and wait for you to make the mistake. And I'm probably going to be at the next shield belt already. I'm probably setting up for it, waiting for you to turn up. Yep. So there, and then because I hit you once, and I knew you were going to be pretty low, I thought you might back off this time, and you did. And I was able to capitalize on it, get a great spawn again, and this is pretty much it. This is the GG moment, and not really much happens here apart from the same mistakes that you've been doing the entire time. But things you need to work on, right? You need to work on your timing, your decision making, what item you should be going next. Even if it's the wrong decision, just try and make a game plan that you're going this way and you're going to get that weapon, and then this is what you're going to do from here on, how I'm going to get back into the game. What else? You need to work on your movement as well. You're just very static across the map. There's many other ways to quickly move across the map, more fluid, and cut people off really. And you just using dodge at the moment. That's pretty much it. And occasionally you use a wall dodge if you've seen other players do it. Just run around all the maps, get used to it, and practice them a little bit more in your movement department. Apart from that, the aggression moments when you should be backing off actually work out pretty well, and throwing those in every now and again works incredibly well against good players, as it did against me. You destroyed me. Every time you were at a disadvantage, you were at an advantage, because, you know, I was expecting you to run away and play defensively that way like most players would, and most players would get collateral damage. They'd do enough damage and they go, okay, I died, I'm satisfied with that damage, and if I get a good spawn I can come back into the game. Whereas you kind of go defensive and then aggressive, and it comes out on top, especially against me. But that's not always gonna happen. That's gonna usually, what happens if you do that kind of move is that you're gonna probably lose games 30-0 rather than, you know, 10-4, whatever this was. But anyways, good game, mate, well played, and I hope this video helps you. Yeah, see you next time, guys.